is session number 16 in the Alcohol Rehabilitation Series. And to begin this session, first thing we would like to do is, again, become as relaxed as possible. Take a real deep breath and let your whole body relax completely. Feeling your whole body sink deeper and deeper into a relaxed state. You've let your eyes close. Feeling very comfortable and relaxed. Now, we've practiced at various times, picking various scenes to relax with. Now, to relax yourself completely, I want you to pick a scene, one that we've used or one that you yourself know, and picture yourself in this scene, a scene where it was very pleasant, you were very happy, you were completely relaxed. Sometime when you just sat there and enjoyed yourself, completely being so completely relaxed. You could pick the mountain scene or the beach scene, whatever relaxes you. And I'm going to have a pause on the tape here while you get that scene in all of its details. It's becoming very clear, even clearer yet. You're telling yourself to relax, sinking deeper, deeper into a relaxed state as you're visualizing this scene in every detail. You've learned a great deal on relaxing yourself. You've been able to visualize this scene completely. Your whole body went into a much deeper relaxed state as a result of your own process of relaxing yourself. And now, visualize yourself with a group of people. There are people that you've liked, that you do like perhaps, that you've at least liked in the past, but these are people who have done some drinking and have put pressure on you at times to drink. Imagine yourself sitting with these people where you usually used to meet them. And you've decided to have a Coke, although they're all ordering a round of their favorite drinks. Go ahead, imagine the waitress coming up, taking the orders, a beer all around. One of the fellows orders you a beer. You say, well, I think I'll have a Coke. You tell the waitress this. And just a moment or so later, the orders come. The fellow that ordered the beer for you keeps saying, come on, have a drink, have a drink. Imagine yourself being under pressure in this situation. But you're still smiling at the fellow, but pushing the beer away with one hand and pouring yourself a Coke with the other, tasting the Coke, and you're feeling really good about this. And now let yourself relax completely. Picture your own favorite scene of relaxation, the scene that you've picked, situation that you enjoy more than anything. See yourself in that situation. It's very real, it's very vivid to you. While you're there, you're thinking how much you're enjoying yourself, how glad you are that you've developed the strength to push the booze away. Go ahead and continue seeing yourself in that scene, the most happy, relaxing, pleasant situation you can imagine. Alright, now we're going to take you into the future. Let's imagine that it's been several months now since you've had a drink. Imagine yourself walking down a road. There's a certain light feeling in your step. You pass an occasional bar. Each time you pass one, you feel a little thrill, kind of an excitement. There's another one gone by. Temptation passed by again. And it's been some months since you had a drink, and you notice that your heart doesn't seem to pound the way it used to. You used to seem to have quite a bit of trouble catching your breath. Your body just wasn't in as good a shape as it is now. Right now you're feeling, after not drinking for quite a while, you're feeling better than you can ever remember having felt. And it's a great feeling. Walking upstairs after one of those weekend sessions with the booze used to just tire you out completely. Now it seems like you're able to move up and down stairs very easily without any fatigue. You've always liked the idea of having a strong, healthy body. And now you're experiencing that. Imagine yourself in the future thinking how great it is to feel completely whole. Now you're seeing yourself in another old situation that used to give you a real hard time. Imagine yourself, the phone rings, and somebody at the other end of the line is demanding some payment for some kind of bill. They're going to take you to court. They're threatening you. Everybody's had that kind of experience. Just imagine yourself and let's say this is again happening to you. But this time, instead of like all the other times, you handle the business on the phone quickly, finally end up hanging up because the fellow won't listen to sense, but you find yourself still relaxed and thinking how before you used to have to go get a drink. And now it doesn't even enter your head. You found that the fellow at the other end of the line, he just didn't bother you calling up with this horrible news, these threats. For some reason, you thought, well, we'll put his name in the hat. Unless he bugs me, then he can go through more trouble to get it. But you're amazed at yourself now. You're still in the future. You've handled this phone call. And then you notice something. That your stomach isn't nervous and jumpy. You've remained so completely relaxed that before that kind of call, that kind of pressure, somebody threatening you on the phone, used to just start tearing you up. You'd feel like you had something just eating away at your stomach. But this time, it didn't do that. Then you think how you used to go get a drink to settle that upset stomach, and then your stomach would be upset for days after that, nervous, jumpy, kind of a queasy feeling half the time. And suddenly it occurs to you that it's been some time since that's happened, since you've had that kind of upset, jumpy stomach from too much drinking. Kind of a vague, uneasy feeling. And life seems really good without that. You're amazed how there was times when you used to think you were right on the edge of going over the edge, kicking the bucket. You thought you were going to drop over dead. You felt so sick and weak and tired after those drinking bouts, and it's been a long time now and you haven't had any of that. You feel just like flexing your muscles almost. It feels so good. Move up and down stairs easy. Heart doesn't pound. You don't get as winded. Your stomach isn't tearing you up half the time. Thinking you need a drink to solve the jumpy stomach you got from the last drink. Now picture yourself walking down the street. And now you're walking right past your very favorite bar, the one where you spent a good many hours. Walking right past it, feeling really good, feeling great, in fact. Little music comes drifting out at you from inside. But you're walking right on by, and a lightness, a spring seems to come into your step. You're walk down to the restaurant on the corner, and you're thinking of something else that's changed the last several months since you stopped drinking. You found your appetite came back. Not just that it came back, you started to really enjoy food. Food has a taste to it now. Food tastes good, it tastes fantastic. And the nicest thing about it, you can hold it down. You haven't lost a meal for a long time now, and it feels really good to be this healthy. There's been times when you didn't think you'd ever be that healthy again. But now you've got your old bounce back. Your heart's working better than ever. Your stomach will take food. You walk right past that bar. Now you're ordering yourself your favorite thing. Imagine right now it's being delivered to you. You're looking at it. Your mouth seems to water right now just thinking about it, how great that is. And how glad you are you passed up the bar for this delicious meal. You can taste it. You know it's going to stay down when you put it down. You finished your meal. You walk out of the restaurant, and again walking up past the bar. And again the music comes out at you. And again, you find yourself just a little bit tempted. You'd really like to go in and have maybe just one beer, one little shot. But you don't even slow down this time. You don't even slow down. You're walking right past the bar, feeling really good, feeling great. That delicious meal settling into your stomach, your lungs filling with air. You pick up your pace. Feels good to walk. Your body is in such good condition now. Before you were so run down you had to barely crawl or drive any place you went. You couldn't stand to walk, but now you enjoy walking a little bit. You enjoy getting the feel of the blood moving through your body. Before, you always had aches. It seemed like booze just kept you fatigued all the time. But now, this isn't the case. You're able to even feel a spring, a bounce to your step as you walk along. And you're on your way to your woman. Why was it before you were nervous around her? Why was it before that you always thought you needed a drink? Now you like being around her. You find that you tell her more when you got something on your mind. You tell her when you're cold sober. She seems to listen now. There's other things that are better now. It's been months since you've been drinking, and it's a known fact that alcohol does not improve performance in bed. And you found this over the past months to be absolutely true. Since you got off the booze, you found that you're more of a man than you ever were before. And as you're on your way to your woman, you're thinking, of the days you used to be too tired, too weak, too sick to get up and go to work. Now, here you just put in a full day's work. And there wasn't a strain at all. Because you've let your body get back into condition so your body can handle it. Between learning how to relax and letting your body build back up to its full potential, you find that you can handle just about anything at this point. As you're walking to meet your woman, you think how you used to think that giving up drinking would be like giving in to her. It would be like she had pressured you into stopping. And for a while you did feel that way until you decided what you wanted to do for yourself, what you wanted to get out of life. And you like having a healthy body, a clear mind, and a strong stomach again. You're even thinking of the times that you used to spend your whole paycheck it'd be gone in a few days or just over the weekend. You kind of wonder now if maybe that wasn't a way of saying to her, you're going to have to do it for me, you're going to have to take over, you have to give me money like an allowance because I can't be trusted. But lately you haven't seemed to have given her that chance to take over. She doesn't have the excuses to take over like she used to. And this makes you feel good. It's kind of hard for her to accuse you now that you can't handle money. Think now you're still in the future, but imagine that all of these things have happened, all of these things have come completely true. You finally get there, you've been walking home thinking these things, and she greets you just as excitedly as you had imagined she might. And the relationship with her is the best you can remember it. Now imagine yourself even later on in that evening, you and she found a chance to be very close and very intimate, and you found yourself really able to believe in yourself as a man again. There was no drunken stupor to get in your way. And you're falling asleep, fast asleep, and just before you fall completely asleep, this is another thought that you have. How wonderful your sleep has been lately. You're falling asleep, just conking right out, just going out just like a baby. Or out like a light, you used to say. You remember those sleepless nights, tossing and turning, getting up at 3 a.m. to have a little nip to relax you, having a few little nips before you got into bed, and still never getting a really good night's sleep, tossing and turning. But now your body's built back up, healthy, your mind is clear, you're tired but still relaxed at the end of the day. You're imagining that all of these things have come true. A lot of the things you've always wanted but weren't able to have because the booze was getting in your way for a while. Now it's the next day. It's still some time in the future, some months. You haven't been drinking for months. You're getting up feeling absolutely, completely refreshed, waking up, not groggy, not sick, not feeling like you have to run to the bathroom or get a can of beer down quick to hold down last night's supper, but feeling really good. You haven't been drinking for a long time now, and it feels better and better. Get out of bed, you're stretching. Every muscle seems alive, ready to go. And you're thinking of your day, some of the things you have to do. Some of the things you have to do, you have to go pay a few bills, talk to a couple people. You remember these same situations used to get you nervous. But those old fears are fading. All the old fears that you used to have to use a little booze to calm down, these have all been fading. You don't need the booze anymore. It feels really good. You get in your car and you feel comfortable behind the wheel. Sometimes you remember you used to feel shaky and nervous behind the wheel, but now that's another fear. You feel completely relaxed behind the wheel. You'll be able to drive without fear. You're able to move in and out of traffic. And some months in the future still, you're finding yourself able to go into crowds of people and still remain completely relaxed. Completely relaxed. Even in crowds. This is one area you used to particularly feel uncomfortable. If you didn't have a drink in your hand, before, you just couldn't make it. But now, one reason you're feeling good in crowds, completely comfortable, is that you tell people what you think. You found that your opinion is worth something, and you tell it to people. You weren't able to find out if your opinion was worth anything or not before, because the only time you talk is when you were drinking. But now you find yourself, some months in the future now, talking freely in crowds, telling people what's on your mind. Surprised that they're interested in listening to you. You're thinking how you even danced the other night. This is something that you avoided. It wasn't perfect. You may never dance again, but that's not the point. The point is that you used to be afraid to try, unless you had gotten 3 sheets to the wind so that you couldn't feel anything. You didn't want to go anywhere near the dance floor. But the other night, there you were out there. Making a good stab at it anyway. And having a lot of fun. Really enjoying it. One of the most amazing things you're feeling now, some months since your last drink, again, the complete change in your body, your whole body chemistry. You used to be dizzy, almost pass out when you laid down, unless you were drunk. It seemed that being sober was a very difficult situation for you in the past, but not anymore. Now you experience complete health. You remember how your mood used to change. Well, you still have your ups and downs a little bit. Sometimes you find yourself getting angry, telling people about it. Sometimes you feel real good and you tell people about that. But before, when you were drinking, you went from fantastic, unbelievable, impossible, optimistic states of you were going to conquer the world to the next minute, deep, hopeless despair. You thought you were no good, a total bum. You don't make these wide of mood swings now. Your mood is more consistent. You still have a wide range of feelings. But you never get to the bottom of the pit like you used to. That state where you used to run yourself down, feeling like you were a hopeless drunk, that you were losing everything. These experiences have been behind you for some time now. And even thinking about how long ago that was, you take a deep sigh of relief that that's past. You're really glad that that's over with, that you're living your life the way you are now. Before, when you were sober, they used to call you the easygoing guy. But they say, look out for him when he's drunk. He won't take nothing off anybody. That was some time ago. Some months ago. You haven't had a drink for quite a while. And now when you're sober, you're not such an easygoing guy. And you never get as mean as you used to get when you were drunk because you haven't been drinking for some months now. But you don't need to get drunk now. You're finding out, you have found out the last months, you don't need to drink to get mean. So they stopped calling you easygoing, because when it's necessary, you have been telling people what's on your mind. You haven't shouted at them or threatened them, but you've let them know, one way or another, pretty straightforward manner. You stop worrying about hurting everybody's feelings, because you know that people don't crumble that easy. Look at yourself, how strong you've gotten. You've learned to relax. You've learned to either turn off people's criticisms or listen and take what you want out of it. Other people can do the same thing. You've got something on your mind you want to tell them, you've been telling them lately. So they don't call you easygoing anymore, but you're feeling better about that. Sometimes you even get a little pushy with other people, and you even feel good about that. because you've been doing it completely sober. You haven't had to get pushed around at work, go get drunk, and tell the bartender what you were going to do to that SOB the next day you got there, and then if you did make it there the next day, you didn't do anything. But not lately. Just the other day, the boss was pressuring you, wanting you to do this and that, a fellow you had worked for in the past. This time, you didn't get nervous, get a jumpy stomach, and start thinking, uh-oh, I don't know what this SOB wants. This time, you didn't even think that. You just said, look, I can only do one thing at a time. You figure out which is most important, what you want me to do first. But don't tell me to do two things at once. If you want two things done at once, you're going to need 2 men. The boss's mouth dropped open. He just looked at you, surprised. He always thought you were easygoing too. But he didn't fire you. He just smiled and said, well, I think you're right. You're finding that's the way it usually happens now. You tell people what you think and they don't crumble up. They seem to respect you. All right, at first they might get a little aggravated because they kind of like you in the old role. But the next day, or not too long after you've stuck up for yourself, they seem to come around. They treat you a little better than they used to. And you still don't like to hurt people's feelings. But it isn't as hard as it used to be. And there's some people whose feelings just naturally need a little hurting now and then, if for no other reason to get them off your back. Because they don't seem to mind hurting yours whenever they feel like it. Or they didn't until you started telling them. We're still in the future now, some months ahead. These past months have been without booze. You found that you've been able to get along without it in a way that you never thought possible for you before. The more you think about it, the more you are liking yourself. You're liking what you've become over these past months. You're thinking of other situations, how your feelings used to get hurt easy. When somebody would say, oh, when are you ever going to buy me this? When are you going to buy me that? I need this, I need that. With all that pressure, you thought they were telling you, oh, you're not man enough to make enough money to buy me this or that. And what you needed was a drink, but not anymore. Your feelings don't get hurt that easy anymore. You've learned how to relax when people are giving you a hard time. When they say, I want a new car, I want a house full of furniture, I want this and I want that. It's like water off a duck's back, because you know that everybody wants everything all the time if they can get it. You used to explain to them why you couldn't get them this and that. And I'll try to get it for you. You'd say, no, you just say, I'll let you know when the money's there. This will be the end of session 16 now. You can open your eyes in just a moment. 4, 3, 2, 1, opening your eyes. Still relaxed. Still relaxed.